Oops. All right. Are you okay? Any updates, sir, inside the detention center again?
The former president's in good spirits and he's always happy to see us. I mean his lawyers.
Yes. Sir, can you give us details about what will the two Filipino lawyers, or at least two Filipino lawyers, will do with regard to the core team?
Once again, whenever I need assistance with respect to the interpretation of Philippines law or the law, the constitution of the Philippines, then I rely on Filipino advice. I have two lawyers who I'm speaking to all the time. I'm not prepared to divulge their names. I'm not prepared to tell you exactly on what they are working.
You were asked last week if, I don't know if you're familiar with Attorney Harry Roque,
Yes.
if he was considered to the team or for this one.
Harry Roque wants to be a member of the team. He supports the president. We've benefited greatly from Harry Roque's advice.
Is he one of the two?
I told you I'm not going to divulge names.
Yes. Sir, you have one instance that you are being asked about what will be your hurdles or challenges if ever handling this case. What is your somehow thinking that it might be a challenge for you?
I've answered that question previously in the context of victims' representation, and I've said quite clearly that the victims have a right to participate in the hearings. But the victims must also respect the right of the former president to a fair trial, and also the right of the former president to interim release, should he meet the basic criteria for interim release. And that is what we will be asking for in due course. Once again, I've told you I'm not going to tell you exactly when we're going to file that application, but that is his right, and we ask everybody to respect the judicial process.
You have mentioned as well about political manipulation. Can you elaborate more on this?
That's exactly what I meant, okay? Respecting everybody's right to be heard. That is what should happen during the trial. It should not be manipulated for whatever political end.
Do you have questions? The palace actually reacted on what you have mentioned about the political manipulation, and they said, this is the verbatim exact statement of the palace of Malacanang. Important for him to know who manipulates who. The plight of EJK victims are being harassed. It is really he will face difficulties defending his client if regarding the admission of his client. We wish him all the luck. We have to presume that the suspect is innocent until proven guilty. Any reaction to that?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that the palace has acknowledged the basic presumption of innocence, because the former president is innocent until proven guilty. Now, regarding whatever might have been said about harassment of witnesses, that is certainly not coming from our court. I can stress that time and time again. We have gone on the record and we have asked people to respect the judicial process. There is no harassment coming from our quarters whatsoever.
How is attorney, what's the name of that? Dov Jacobs is the latest lawyer. How will he help the team?
Dov Jacobs was appointed, as you might have seen yesterday from the website of the court, as associate counsel. He will be assisting me on one very discrete issue. He's an international humanitarian lawyer and academic, very well known. He's a member of Leiden University. He lectures there. People in The Hague know him very well. And he's also a proponent of one of the issues which is, how can I put it, central to this case. And if you've been following the debate, the academic debate which has surrounded the jurisdictional issues, you will realize why he is now in our team.
He's somehow a big shot in your team.
As far as I'm concerned, he's an extremely big shot. But then that's just my view. Okay?
Sir, lastly...
I wouldn't have hired him if I felt he wasn't a big shot.
Wow, okay. Sir,
I only hire big shots.
Exactly. Lastly, are you seeking for legal aid to the ICC?
I've told you time and time again, I'm not going to comment on funding.
Okay. And will you defend the former president until the end? Because
I think I've already said that, haven't I?
I'm not
Why
present.
do you feel the need to repeat it?
I'm not
until
present.
the end, until he is walking out of that prison here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Have a good day.
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you. Where's your companion? I think she's there.